It's time for Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX. On your radio at AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Rams Baseball is presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Banterra Bank. Banking with local style. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us, Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital. Raising the bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. Rend Lake College. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Heartland Accounting, All Stars and Stitches, Bean Insurance, Central Christian Church, and People's National Bank. It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski in the 94 Sports Mobile Studios for Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. The Rend Lake College pregame show starts now.
And good afternoon. We welcome you to Breese, where the Rams are on the road today against the Central Cougars. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside your Rend Lake College pregame show. Rend Lake College has been the vehicle to a brighter future for well over 40 years. Find out why at rlc.edu. The Central Cougars come in with a mark of 9-4-1 on the season. They're undefeated in Cahokia Conference play. Rams come in after a big win against Centralia yesterday, 6-0. They are now 15-5 on the year, and they are 5-0 in the South 7 Conference. We'll welcome Danny Czerwinski alongside in just a bit. We will talk more about this ball game in just a moment. We need to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll dissect the Central Cougars and the Mount Vernon Rams. This is the Rend Lake College pregame show on WMIX.
Hi, I'm Elaine. I've been a nurse with Good Samaritan for many, many years. One of the best things about my job is knowing that I work for a hospital that cares so much about the community. We're dedicated to attracting the best physicians and investing in the most advanced medical technologies. Whether it's radiology, oncology, or advanced heart care, we provide some of the nation's most advanced treatment options right here in Southern Illinois. That way patients never have to travel far from their families to receive the care they need. I'm always happy when families come visit, and starting in 2013, that sort of thing will happen even more. That's when Good Samaritan opens our all-new Regional Health Center. Everything about the new center has been designed with patients in mind. It features all private rooms and family-friendly areas that make it easier for visitors to stay overnight. I can't wait to see what Good Samaritan does with this exciting new facility.
Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital, raising the bar.
This is Chase Landers with Landers Collision Centers. We've recently settled into our new Mount Vernon location just off Highway 37, 1 mile south of Veterans Memorial Drive. Come visit us good old boys on the south end of town, where we offer only the best in collision repair. Here at Landers, when we write an estimate, we offer to send it directly to your insurance company to speed up the claim process. We can also put you in a rental vehicle while we restore yours. Landers continues to raise the bar and set the standards in the collision repair industry. Lifetime warranties on our repair work and free lifetime detailing ensure that you don't just bring your vehicle to Landers, you become part of our team for life. Our mission is to make sure your vehicle lasts longer with a much higher resale value through quality work using professional finishes. Give us a call to schedule an estimate, a detail, or to schedule your repair. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call us at 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Let's go back to the field, powered by Banterra Bank.
And we welcome you back to Breese, home of the Central Cougars. The Mount Vernon Rams on the road today, 15-5 on the year, now 5-0 in the South 7 Conference after yesterday's impressive performance by Jared Antis out on the hill. 22 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings out there on the bump for Jared Antis as he improved to 6-0 yesterday. Rams got that big conference victory. This is your Rend Lake College pregame show, and at Rend Lake College you can save thousands on your collegiate education. Find out more at rlc.edu. We told you before we went to break, I gave you an incorrect record. Central's actually 9-3-1 on the year. Again, they are undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, and they are 4-0 in the Cahokia Conference. Some common opponents for these two teams. Both have played Salem, Civic Memorial, and Centralia. Central beat Salem 10-9. They tied Civic 10-10, and they beat Centralia 3-0. According to what I have, the Rams, of course, as you know, have beat Salem, Civic, and Centralia as well. The Cougars come in batting .301 on the season. They have a .421 on-base percentage and a .413 slugging percentage. Rams better them on all marks with the on-base percentage. The Rams are now at a .305 as a team. Only getting on base for a .371 mark. They are .419 in the slugging percentage department. They have a .964 fielding percentage, of which I do not have for the Central Cougars. Midland Lake College pregame show rolls on. Midland Lake College has been a vehicle to a brighter future for well over 40 years and can save you thousands of dollars on your college education. Visit them online at rlc.edu. Of course, we are glad to have you with us here from Central High School. Central, of course, is coached by Kevin Prass, the Nashville native, who was a three-sport athlete. According to Brad Meyer, he was one of the best kick returners that he had ever seen. Also excelled on the basketball court. As taking a look at some things. There we go. Look, we need to give that back. We can't. As we are on the air and don't have time to talk.
Yeah, we need a lineup card. They're going to have to take it.
There, you can have it. Yep. As now they'll find it, of course, is usually how that works. They have to come get our lineup card. Did you have everything you need?
I was 3/4 of the way to it. I need your other fourth of your book. That young man was, I could tell he was on a mission, and he needed
that
to...
That is young, little Mr. Kraft.
Well, yes, it is, and I knew he was on a mission, and he wouldn't bother us unless he really had something important. I'm used to seeing that look. I know what that look from little youngsters is for.
That is the educator in you, of course.
Yeah,
the Central Cougars, according to Bo Meyer, who has seen them already this year, if I'm not mistaken, chatting with him before the game, I know he is well-versed in all things Washington and Clinton County. So they're an impressive team. Obviously has some senior leadership and whatnot amongst their squad, but a very good team that comes in 9-3-1 on the season. I'm assuming that Tyvek Civic might have been a home game, as I don't have the exact schedule in front of me.
That was at Natalto.
They had lights, if I'm not mistaken. I was there. What would I know? I don't remember looking, though.
Yeah, I got it up here on one of our local sites.
There we go.
That might have changed something. Was that me or you adjusting it?
Odds are, with all the wireless crap we have here in front of us, it was all of us.
Maybe that magnetism on that Final Four hat from this year.
Actually, if it had magnetic polarity, it'd be repelling, wouldn't it? After all the UK Wildcats pretty well under the draft.
Well, we just...
Of course, it attracts more. So
we are just like everybody else last 3 years. We've gotten a new class in every year, and we'll see.
The beauty of live radio. Of course, 4:30 was your scheduled start. I do not have the weather pulled up. I did not get a chance to do that.
I've got, shall I look here?
Obviously, we're going to have
70 degrees.
70 degrees, sunny skies. Okay. The community is irrelevant at this time, at this point of the year.
That's yours. I don't want to feel. Oh, you let me have it.
I don't want anything anymore. Actually, we do need that, don't we?
Yeah, you better choose that. That was your property, not mine.
Boy, that'd take much to get us, at least get me rattled here in the booth. I believe we're all taken care of. They now have a lineup card at home plate, although they did find the one they were supposed to give the umpires in the dugout, which would have been nice to be able to keep that. That's okay. And we will play on. Rams Baseball, of course, is presented by Banterra Bank. Lead off the season with a Banterra Bank free checking account. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. We need to get to know the Mount Vernon Rams batting order as they will get us started here in the top half of the first. It's presented by Central Christian Church.
Hey, leading off in right field, Josh Gately. Batting second in center, Landon Thomas. Batting third and pitching, Zane Zonders. Batting fourth at the DH spot, Grant Garrett, hitting for Sawyer Harrison, who's playing third. Batting fifth, catching Colin Young. Batting sixth, first baseman Colton Metter. Batting seventh, left fielder Pat Bradford. Batting eighth, Matthew Williams at second base, as he always is. And batting ninth, shortstop Hayden Paninsky for Tim Holloway's 15-5 Mount Vernon Rams.
Of course, Paninsky getting the start today in place of an injured Zach Jones, who hurt his wrist yesterday or his arm when he got punked by that pitch back in yesterday's game. I understand that he will be okay. He'll be day-to-day, according to Tim Holloway. And Zach did go to the orthopedic center earlier to get everything checked out, and apparently he got a clean bill of health, just a little bit of bruising, from what I understand. And obviously, he'll miss today's game and be day-to-day as we go on down the line. Glad to have you with us here from Breese, the home of the Central Cougars. Excellent. Thank you, sir. As we are good now.
We love Breese.
I'm a big fan.
Oh, I just helped their economy a while
hard
ago.
To tell.
I helped their economy a while ago, as did you.
Oh, of course. That'd take much to distract me. Did we do starting lineup?
Yes, we did.
Central Christian Church helps bring you the starting lineup. Otherwise known as the batting orders here on Rams Baseball. You can find them online at thenewcentral.com, or you can watch their Friday night and Sunday services online. It is thenewcentral.com. Central Christian Church, loving God and loving people. Trying to get the bitterness that sugary taste out of my mouth as I had an extra large ski from a local establishment. Still working on that.
I went with the medium.
What was the extra large? I didn't know if you were going to eat later or before.
Well,
So I just got half now, and I didn't know if you were going back. I was going to get the other half later. So I'll probably take another stop through on my way back through. As we meet the Central defense, will be Jordan Richter out in the left. It'll be Greg Meyer in center. Ryan Johnson will be in right field. Austin Rickoff will start at third base with Justin Becker at shortstop. Gavin Thomas at second with Jackson at first. Brock Coles will be your catcher. He is catching Lance Lewis, 2-0 on the year, has a 3.39 ERA and 10 1/3 innings pitched here this season for the Cougars. Again, they are 9-3-1 on the year. Rams come in 15-5, putting that mark on the line. Some impressive performances throughout the year. They're going to rely on Zane Saunders to stay on the hill. He comes in 2-0 on the season, a 1.45 ERA and 9 2/3 innings pitched, allowing an opposing batting average just 2.05. So it'll be an interesting pitching matchup here today. Two guys 2-0 on the year. It should be a great baseball game between two quality teams. Central, obviously, a great team in 2A. The Rams, hoping to be an exquisite team in 3A.
Yeah. Nice game for both teams. Something different, something in the middle of the week, something the teams you don't normally see. Just across from broadcasting back in November, I should say.
That's right. We were here for the Central Red Devils.
Here 2 weeks in a row. Saw the Red Devils play, and then came back for the A.J. Breese Central game, and then very obviously acquainted with their basketball program.
As we did the Jefferson Bi-County football showcase, I guess you could call it that day, between the Red Devils.
That just came out of nowhere and sounded really good.
I did, didn't it? We'll figure something out for that somewhere on the line someday.
Showcase.
Wow. You know what? I'm on to you there as Gately steps in.
Kind of like the nickname thing.
Takes ball one lone away. Now takes inside. Counts even 1 ball and 1 strike. Josh Gately. Gately gets it started. Of course, he's getting the leadoff spot in place of Zach Jones. Actually started in place of Zach Jones is Hayden Beninsky. Here on a Sunday, Thursday, Wednesday afternoon, it's going to come inside, make it 3-0. I correctly stated the count a moment ago. 3 balls, no strikes. Here to Josh Gately.
First mistake all day, isn't it, though?
The first to plenty.
First to plenty?
You bet. What are you doing? Taking a picture?
Uh-huh.
Wonder what gave me that idea. As we wait the 3-0 pitch to Gately, he'll take strike 1, the obligatory 3-1 count. Josh Gately comes in batting .267 on the year, has 3 runs batted in. He's going to get an RBI here, obviously. He's going to have to bat himself in with a round tripper. We wait the 3-1 pitch from the right-hander Lewis in the dirt that time, and the leadoff walk for Gately.
Really messed people's minds here in a bit.
I bet you could.
I can tell them that's our view from the game, and there's no fence.
Ha! Well done.
I thought so.
There we go. Now everything feels right. I got the levels all worked out now. We didn't keep the sound check. We had to get on the air right away. Avery Barton is back at the studio. He's doing a fine job today back at the powerhouse. Runner on first, nobody out, top 1, no score. Landon Thomas stepped in, 246 average. Does have a home run this year and 9 runs batted in. This is going to be a ground ball. The first pitch he sees is second. They're going to try for 2, but it's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. And Landon Thomas will stay on the bat.
History about Breese Central. They had a game with another Jefferson County school back in the mid-'80s.
I'm going to guess Waltonville.
It was Waltonville, 85 sectional.
Because you would not have brought it up.
Waltonville ran a forced balk play, held on for 3 outs in the top of the 7th, but Waltonville went on to the state tournament that year.
I got most of your let's just put it this way, I have your timeline figured out. Yeah, when it comes to when you're bringing up certain schools. One out, runner on first. Saunders will step in. He's batting .333 this year. Has 14 runs batted in.
Also throw another one at you.
Okay.
Waltonville ladies part played in a sectional in 91.
Okay.
Here at Breese Central.
Nice. I wondered if the odds are if it's the 80s, it's a Waltonville reference. Yeah. If it's this millennium, it's probably a Woodlawn reference. The 1-0 pitch is going to be a base hit into right. 2 aboard now for the Rams. Great piece of hitting by Zane Saunders.
You know, he has gotten much better looks to plate this week. I've been very impressed with his work this week there.
Not too shabby. Of course, I will not update the batting average as we go along. Just tell you now, after they bat once, what they came into today batting. I used to do live batting averages. And after that one season of doing that, I swore never again. A lot of work.
I'm sure, because that's tough to keep up. It's not like we got your own stat guys here.
No kidding. If Garrett steps in and sends one to Greg Meyer out there in center, 2 away.
Good swing. I mean, that was one of those that Garrett got a good rip on. It just didn't go anywhere. Wind blowing out today, though. No markers on the fences here. About a, 10-foot high fence all the way around this ballpark.
Probably.
Maybe 8, 9 foot.
Yeah, 8. That's not 9.
Okay.
Probably 8.
All the way around. Interesting, they got the yellow covering on top of the fence all around foul territory, but they do not have it on the outside of the fence in fair territory in the outfield.
Very interesting. The Young will stand in with 2 on and 2 out here at the first. And it'll be 1-0. That missed low in the dirt. Great stop by the catcher, Cole. Kept it in front of him. Now it's a 1-0 count here for Young. No score top of the first. Glad to have you with us on WMIX online at mywithersradio.com. I forgot to write down the first pitch time. Hope you did.
I believe I wrote down about 4:32.
Oh, we did get started on time. 1-0's coming. I lost track, but it's going to be a comeback right to the pitcher. And Lewis will fire over to first, and that'll do the Rams here in the top half. No score through a half inning. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac in Centralia.
We love selling Cadillacs. Right now, we're doing our year model and closeout of the 2011s. We still have a few 2011s left, and we have huge incentives to move those. It's a great buying opportunity. If you're looking for a Cadillac right now, it may be more affordable than you think because we're out to move these 2011s out, and you can really save a lot of money.
Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac, 1421 West McCord in Centralia.
Back to Rams Baseball, powered by Banterra Bank.
And we welcome you back, Malvern and Rams Baseball on the road at Breese Central. Glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside, courtesy of Banterra Bank, the official voice of the Malvern and Rams and Lady Rams, banking with local style. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. We need to meet the Central Cougars.
Central Cougars will lead off to shortstop Justin Becker, batting second at third at the Austin Rickoff. Batting third at second, Gavin Thomas. Batting fourth at first, Luke Jackson. That's interesting. Batting fifth, designated Louis Perez. Batting sixth, catching, Brock Cole. Batting seventh and right, Ryan Johnson. Batting eighth and left, Jordan Richter. Batting ninth, center, Greg Meyer.
Central Christian Church brings you the batting orders this afternoon and every afternoon on the Rams Baseball and later Rams Softball. You can find Central Christian Church online at thenewcentral.com where you can discover the excitement. Central Christian Church, loving God and loving people. Defensively for the Rams, it's Bradford, Thomas, and Gately in the outfield. They're backing up the infield of Harrison, Peninsky, Williams, and Metter from third to first. Young, your catcher, is catching Zane Zonders, whose first pitch is going to miss high to Becker, 1-0. Zonders is a 1.45 ERA. He's 2-0 on the year, 9 2/3 innings pitched, and I believe has a 2.05 opposing batting average, but he'll miss high on the 1-0. It's 2-0. Did some prep today. That's why I'm distracted. I'm not used to having stats to throw out there.
I didn't have no prep time today.
Wow. Really?
None.
3-0 outside. I have never heard you ever say didn't have no. Well, you strike me as any guy more often than that.
Exactly, as my day has went.
I feel you. The brain is fried, huh? As a 3-0 pitch will be sitting in the left field for a base hit. I'll put a runner aboard for Austin Rickoff, who I believe played for Stan Eagles on the state championship basketball team this year.
Yes, he did.
Central, of course, won the 2A state championship, a game that we actually had to call up on sister station Q106.
Yes, we did.
It's quite the excitement. It was funny because people are obviously used to you and I doing a lot of games together. And somebody said, "Where were you?" I said, "We talked about it. You didn't do the football games." As the first pitch will come to Rickoff, blowing away. The runner stealing. Great backup there on the play, but second baseman Williams on a throw that got away. Out to second base safely is Justin Becker. I was like, "Did you not stand the radio dial?" I was on the FM side on our sister station. Oh. Had a great time up there in Peoria. Of course, seeing two local teams bring home state trophies.
Took us together to do it, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, that's how I look at it. 1-0 to Rickoff. Looked like it missed inside. Not a very big strike zone today, but it's consistent. It's 2-0. Yeah, no, I don't know why we do that. They don't care. We're here, they're there. Ruby Compton, 2-1's coming. It's going to be a ground ball back to Zonders. Nice play off the mound. He'll make the throw to first, and one retired.
1-3, runner stays put. Nice play. One out. That was a big out in this little.
Huge out. The runner in scoring position.
Central team in this Cokehead Conference, I've said it for years. Cokehead Conference is solid up and down. They've got state trophies in so many different sports. It's unbelievable.
It's one that doesn't get a lot of respect because typically it might only be one or two schools good in a sport at a time.
Yeah.
When they're good, they're good.
It gets my respect. I've seen a lot of Cokehead Conference schools come down, lay some weapons on teams in Southern Illinois, both in football, basketball. Yeah, name the sport. A lot of times they do well.
Gavin Thomas will stand in, right-hander against Saunders. Looks back to the runner on second, fires home. Looks like he will get away with a high changeup, and it'll be 0-1. All right. No scores to report as of yet. I was hoping to have a national score today. The Hornets are in action, but as they'll check on the runner at second, that'll get away. Penetsky will chase after. He'll stay put. But my source is not. He's on assignment today.
Your source will give you a score of another event. But
I was going to tell you before the game. Text my source and tell him that he is cut off.
Really, now?
Yeah. I was going to have you do it as soon as you got here. Say Hugo says you're cut off.
Okay.
He'll know what that means. Of course, I don't want anybody back home to think that's bad. As we wait for 0-1 here to Thomas. A fall ball high again. This is going to be sent foul to the right field fence, or the right foul line, I should say. It'll be 0-2 here to Thomas with Jackson to follow. Bottom half of the first inning. For just joining us, no score. We got started about 4:32 here this afternoon. Rams have aspirations of getting in and getting out, much like they did yesterday after winning against Centralia at home in an hour and 22. As they will check on the runner at second again. If not, take a throw. Didn't see it. Should be 0-2 to the batter, Gavin Thomas. As Tim Holloway came up to me before the game, he said, "Hey, how long did that game take yesterday? I forgot to write it down or look at my watch." I said, "Give me just a second. Let me look at this big old book and find it for you." That's with the 0-1-0-2 coming. Swung on a miss. That will retire Thomas. First strikeout of the day for Zane Saunders. I said, "Hour and 22." He said, "Nice."
All right, we're up and running now on Facebook.
Good.
Got that problem solved.
We can solve it for you. If you have a problem, just bring them to us. 2 away now, runner on second base. Bottom half of the first inning. Does Luke Jackson will stand in, batting .390. He is what means in their lineup. Has 3 home runs and 16 runs batted in, and has an RBI chance off of second base. First pitch to Jackson is curveball, but this is outside. 1-0.
If you have a problem, I'll solve it. Check out on my DJ revolves it.
No. Absolutely
not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
One of the classics of all time.
What's it away call? That was a strike.
That was a strike.
Who knows? It's going to be a ground ball to short. Penetsky will pick it up, fire across the diamond. Great stop there by Colton Commentator to make the grab. That'll do us through 1. As Central strands a runner here in the first, no score. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
How do you spend your Saturday mornings? Wake up, grab coffee, get something to eat? Why not add a little WMIX Saturday Sports Show to your Saturday? From 8:08 until 10 o'clock, we have guests, discussion, and fun involving the regional sports topics that matter to you. It's the pick-me-up you need to start your morning off right. It's the Saturday Sports Show every single week on WMIX AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. For more content, like WMIX Sports on Facebook. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
That's right. You're home for the Saturday Sports Show every Saturday morning from 8:08 until 10 o'clock because, as they say, sports don't take the summer off, apparently. We're on all year long on AM 940 and mywithersradio.com. Of course, we can tell you the Saturday Sports Show will have some very good news to share over the coming weeks. We'll mention that a little bit later on. At least it's good news to us. It may not matter much to you, but it's basically a nice thing that we'll share at some point on a Saturday morning. Not sure when we'll be ready to talk about it, but we'll talk about it when we can talk about it. We've got things to talk about. Colton Meadow getting a start at first base today. He'll lead us off in second. Bradford and Williams follow as we will see 6, 7, and 8 here in this top half of inning number 2. Still no score between the Rams and Central as the right-handed Meadow will get set against Lewis. And Lewis will miss the third on the first pitch of the inning. It's 1-0 to Meadow.
A lot of activity going on here. Got JV baseball back behind us. You've got softball going on back behind us. Track practice.
And whatever it is, they do it well here. 1-0, we'll miss the low, apparently. 2 balls, no strikes here to better. You'll be looking for a Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game. If you're tired of big corporate banking, you do have a choice here in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home. It's Dixon and Woodlawn and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. That's going to be lifted to the left center. That'll get to the fence for a base hit for Colton Metter. Could be extra bases. He routes first and heads for second. On a leadoff double play, Colton Metter.
I'm guessing it's a long poke out there because when that center fielder or left fielder got to the fence, it was about knees up. So you can see a severe slope toward the fence. So it's got to be a poke out there. I really can't tell. I didn't bring the laser finder in the car today, so I can't really give you a...
I think you need it, probably.
No.
There's that. Colton Metter came into today, of course, batting .545 with a small sample size. Now Pat Bradford stands in. RBI chance here in the second with no score. And he'll foul tip one, third base dugout side. It'll be 0-1. You can follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports. You can also like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. 0-1 to Bradford. Lewis will look back on his runner off second. He'll fire inside. Looks like he got the jersey. Yep. And the first base goes pat the bat.
Yep. Just grazed him. Not even enough to even make a notice, but just the umpire saw with his visual eyes. And Rams now first and second, and nobody out here to stop the start the top of the second.
The 3 or the 4 is what it did.
Yeah.
Speaking of 3s, number 3, Matthew Williams stands in. 370 average this year. With 9 runs batted in, RBI chance, 2 on, nobody out, top of the second. Rams trying to get on top first. Williams will show fun, lays it down perfectly, right side of the mound. Picking it up is the pitcher Laws or Levi. What's his name? Lewis. I believe I Laws in the brain. Just read something about Mount Carmel earlier, of course. That'll be a 1-4.
That was a great bunt by Matthew Williams. That one right out of the dirt almost. Great bunt in general.
2 on, 1 out here at the top of the second. No score. As that brings up Hayden Paninsky. Seen limited action this year as he returned to the lineup about a third of the way through the season. First pitch to Hayden, going to catch the inside corner for a strike. He falls behind 0-1 here. Rams have runners on second and third. In case you just joined us here in the south half of the second inning, we're presented by Banterra Bank. Banterra Bank, of course, is banking with local style. Their online banking is convenient, efficient, and safe. Their security is your best defense. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. As the count will even to Hayden Paninsky. Just missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dick Clark passed away today. See that?
Yeah, I was driving over and flipping channels and heard that.
Shame.
60% of the people were not around in 1972 in his first New Year's Eve broadcast.
Noted. You weren't. I wasn't.
I was. Maybe. No, I was not.
Oh. 2-1 the count. Sad day. Pat Summit calling it quits. Earl B. head coach emeritus anyway. As we wait the 2-1 here to Paninsky, he'll take inside. Should be 3-1.
There's your response from your superior.
Ha! Nice. Good times. 3-1 is the count here to Paninsky. Runners on second and third, 1 out in second. He'll get a piece of that. Oh, great time for the shortstop Becker. He'll have to put it in his pocket. That'll be an RBI base hit. Infield single for Hayden Paninsky.
Got to put the ball in play, get something going, and Paninsky with the RBI single gets the Rams on board first. Sometimes those infield singles are just as bad as one rip to the gap.
Whereas that sent Bradford to third base. There'll be runners on the corners for Gately, who walked his last time up. He was later out at second on a fielder's choice. Rams baseball is back at home tomorrow against Altoff. Again, we'll be here on WMIX and online at MyWithersRadio.com, and we'll have a few days off. Hoping for a pop-up softball game next week if the rain dates work out for the Lady Rams and Annies, who were washed yesterday.
Now that would be at...
Your guess is as good as mine there. I would assume keep it the way it was, but in order to
keep it continue?
You bet. All your base belong to us. As Gately will stand in here in the second. 1-0 is your Ram lead. He'll show punt. Hold back. Looks like a missed outside with the runner going. And it'll be second and third again here for the Rams.
That'd be big for the Rams putting out a cricket number here in game 21 of the year.
Is that even possible? is really game number 20.
It's hard to believe here on April 18th that happened, but it has.
Man, oh, man. As we went to 1-0 to Gately. Inside it goes. Should be 2 balls and no strike.
We got to note that the umpire is going to the flaming red tops today.
Oh, my apologies. That's all right. That's become a hit, hasn't it?
Yeah. Got to mention that, and where our friend parked at today.
He's safe today. There's no screwing that up as we wait to 2-0. Gately will get a piece of it since it's fair down the third base side, at least according to what I can see, which is nothing. Foul ball. 2-1.
I parked far enough back almost to the football park spot.
Perhaps Carlos Beltran wanted foul territory that hit my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to eat? Yes, right.
I read about it.
How about that? 2006 WMIX jacket coming up huge. Caught it with the back of my neck and the coat. Or jacket. How about that?
Yeah.
You ask Lon how that happened. I don't know. I never saw it. I'll more on that here in a second. We went to 2-1 to Gately. He'll foul tip that to us. No chance. 2-2. He saw it better than I did. All I saw was I was on my phone tweeting. I don't even know. Something about something. It was Cardinal related. No, I was. And I looked up. I heard the foul ball because I was like, oh, I was getting ready to say something about Beltran batting left-handed. I hadn't seen that person yet this year. And next thing I know, I hear a foul ball that's coming, and I see the apex of it. I do my physics real quick. 2-2 coming to Gately. He'll line that back up the middle. Could score a couple. We'll see what Holloway's going to do with Peninsky. He's going to go ahead and wave him around as center fielder Meyer having some trouble. But got it in quickly and held up after a second thought. Will be Hayden Peninsky. It's 2-0 Rams on the RBI base hit by Josh Gately.
Till Mount Vernon's getting a good look right now at Lewis. And Lewis not got much to keep them off balance.
3 runners at the corners, 1 out here for the Rams. They'll bring up Landon Thomas, making an uninteresting story short. I see this foul ball coming my way. My section pretty well scatters. Looks like it's going to my right. Next thing I know, it hits the seat, hits me, and then Lon is yelling at me that it's in my jacket. Good stuff. He tells better than I do. Thomas will show bunt. It is into the backstop. Foul ball. It'll be allowed strike 1.
I'm sure I'll hear that story eventually.
There's a picture somewhere. A lot of that is the aftermath. I've always said that if I caught one, I'd give it to a little kid. But there are too many little kids around, and 2, when you catch it that way, that's a conversation piece.
Yeah, you keep it.
Yep. I even thought about giving it to my nephew. It's like,
put it in the office.
Depends on the office.
Oh, the old first, third, fake the third, throw to first place, just about picked Mr. Gately off.
That it did.
He was on a 4 or 5 dead sprint to second base, and he was lucky to scramble back in, arms and legs flailing to get back to the bag.
Thomas, of course, grounded into a fielder's choices last time up and was stranded on second, back in the first. One of the Thomas second, 2-0 Rams. Runners to the corners, 1 out for Thomas. He will send that back up the middle. That'll score another. Waved around to third will be Gately. He'll use the speed to get there. The throw is on target on time. Gately should be out. Delayed call by the home plate umpire. He'll finally make it.
I'd say it was delayed. Took forever.
Hesitated just a little too long.
Thomas gets the RBI single.
Runner on first and 2 gone now.
Yep.
That is Thomas's 10th RBI of the year. See if we got everybody updated. Maybe. But that'll bring up Zane Zonder. Singled his last time up. Has a runner on first, 2 outs here. Top second, a 3-0 Ram lead. He will send the first pitch right back to his counterpart. Lewis will fire to first in time. Now they would for the Rams at the second. Now, before they get on the board, it's 3-0 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
Life can be very complicated. You need to simplify, streamline, and save time wherever you can. Life just got simpler at People's National Bank. Now, get your monthly account statement online at peoplesnationalbank.com. If you're looking for a convenient, faster, and safer way to receive your monthly bank account statement, sign up for online statements available through People's Online Internet Banking. The next time you're online, go to peoplesnationalbank.com and simplify your life. You deserve it. People's National Bank, member FDIC.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality vehicle. That's where Second Chance Auto comes in. Family owned for the past 32 years. Second Chance Auto has been the cure for spring new car fever. No one has a better selection of vehicles priced under $10,000. Almost all their vehicles come with a generous 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. There are no dock fees, no shipping fees, and no processing fees like those new car dealerships. Just low prices. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582. Second Chance Auto.
This is Mike Reese. You're listening to the Rams on WMIX.
And welcome you back to Central High School, home of the Cougars. The Rams on top 3-0, scoring 3 runs in their half of the second. To the bottom of the second we go, presented by Banterra Bank, where you can lead off the season with a Banterra Bank free checking account. Banterra Bank is banking with local style. Member FDIC. Danny Czerwinski alongside. I'm Chris Hugo. Glad to have you with us. You can follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports, or even like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. Lee Perez, Brock Coles, Ryan Johnson get us started as we see 5, 6, and 7 here in the second. It'll come inside on the fastball. 1-0.
I've learned that I cannot call the strike zone today.
No, there's no figuring it out.
Oh, what a lovely day in Clinton County.
It is a beautiful day. Every day in Clinton County is a beautiful day. Lead off singles. That's to the left side of the infield for Perez.
Second hit of the day for the Cougars.
Perez came in batting .370 with a homer and 6 runs batted in today.
All-knowing
county is one of my counties, baby.
All-knowing Cardinal fan lives here in Clinton County.
Can't be proven. Rand McNally might have something to say about that.
Point it out.
Rand McNally.
Rand McNally.
Good friend of mine. Yeah. Lives in New York, Toronto, and Boston, I think.
I'll tell you what, we got the delayed call here today.
That's why I'm just holding off. This curveball dropped the outside corner to Coles. With a runner on and nobody out, bottom second. 3-0 is your Ram lead. They'll check on the runner at first base. They'll come back without a problem. Second Chance Auto also helps bring you Rams Athletics on WMIX. Second Chance has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, priced at $10,000 in one location. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams. Fastball inside this time. Catch is right over the plate, 0-2.
It's kind of like the umpire kneels down. 1, 2, 3, bangs out the call. Takes a little bit.
There you go. Gets it done. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on a miss. Curveball that time. Cool.
That was nasty. That pitch started out the middle of the play, about fell high, and by the time it did it up, you could see that Young had to catch that ball lower right-hand side of the left-hand batter spot. Nasty curveball.
Nasty indeed.
Open hitting background here on this fence, chain link fence all the way around, and you got cars going behind us on old Route 50. You got a nice milk barn, milk cattle dairy farm back behind us, so all kinds of things to look at back there. They got some trees that'll take a few years to grow up to cover in that background.
As in steps Ryan Johnson. He'll spin one over frozen rope to the left side of the infield.
Little hit and run there that time, Chris. You could see the runner was going Perez from first, and Johnson swung, and it went right where Paninsky was. Paninsky was going to cover second. It's first and second now with 1 out.
2 on, 1 out for Gordon Richter, batting .333 this year. You, sir, are out of ski, aren't you?
I'll tell you what, it was well worth it. I've been waiting all day. Chocolate for some people is like ski, Coca-Cola for me.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm out at home.
Ooh.
Oh, I had Coke and a Coon Sage at home. This will catch high. Oops, going to say missed high to Richter. Nothing and 1 is the count. 2 on and 1 out here in the second. It's a 3-0 score. This will be fisted foul over the first base dugout.
0-2. Of course, a little excitement in this area. Veteran training camp for the Rams finished up today over in St. Louis. Football Rams. Schedule's out now. Everybody's playing their fall.
Especially those in Great Britain.
Yeah. Some Patriot fan I know that's not happy about that.
A bunch of them are. That is going to catch us high. Breaking pitch that time. Third strikeout of the day. 6 on the speed.
Richter tried to duck out of that one, and they ducked it. It didn't matter where he ducked to. It's still going to be a strike.
A little bit off his scale. As Meyer will stand it.
I gave our coworker permission to do it, being the heritage I am, and he said no problem. On yonder.
What does heritage have to do with it?
Well, it's just,
Oh, I feel you. Swung a miss on the off speed that time by Meyer.
Number 9 hitter here. Got to be careful, Mr. Meyer.
Especially 2 on and 2 out here in the second with tying run at the plate. Rams on top 3-0. We'll get some scores here in just a moment as we'll try to get some pouring in from around the region. Presented by Tony Willis. The 0-1 is in the dirt. The runner's going to go to third base. Throw is just a hair late.
That's, again, the runner got into third, but again, that's bad base running by the runner at first because he needs to be on a string with that guy at second. And now he stayed at first, and now the force out's available at second base.
Well, you won't see a lot of guys go to third with 2 outs.
No, because you have to be over 100% sure. sure that you're going to make it in that situation.
So now it's runners at the corners, 2 gone here in the bottom of the second inning, a 3-0 ball game.
1-1 to count here. Hitters count, infield back, knock it down. You got to force it second and force it first right now because the runners didn't follow each other. String broke.
We'll check on the runner at first. He's safe. Man, oh man.
You could maybe see that time Johnson lean a little bit there at first, take a gander down to third base coach here and see if there's anything I can pick up. No signs given here.
Not seeing much. The next one is on its way, the 1-1, tipped in the middle of the catcher Gary.
Yeah, we'll see something here. Yeah, we're up.
Anytime you have the claps, you know something.
Yeah, well,
something's brewing.
I think I can tell the key and what the rule is. If he doesn't go here, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, 1-2 will be in the dirt. Finally goes after it. Stays in front of Colin Young. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Rams on top 3-0. But 2 in scoring position here for Central could make it interesting depending on what Greg Meyer is able to do on 2-2. 125 this year. See what happens on 2-2 from Zonders. That's going to miss a low and away. Full count.
Be careful here. Zonders needs to get this guy out. You don't want to roll over that top of the order and let Becker, Rickoff, and Thomas have their whacks with runners on.
Of course, you're just joining us. 94 News at 5 will be on the FM only today. Rams baseball here on the AM. 2 on, 2 out here in the second. It's a full count on the batter Meyer. Here it comes. Swung and a miss. Chase after ball 4. That'll be the 4th strikeout today for Zane Saunders. And through 2, it's still 3-0 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
If I could see into the future, you know what I want to know? I'd want to know how the whole thing is going to turn out. Did I make the right decisions for my business? Helping my daughter memorize all 50 states in alphabetical order. Did it really matter?
Understanding that the future is about planning, not worrying, is why Erie Insurance is above all in service. Auto, home, business, and life. Your Erie agent is waiting for you.
Your Erie agent in Mount Vernon is the Bean Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 242-6017.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX. Mount Vernon, Marion, St. Louis, and online at mywithersradio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
And we welcome you back to Breese, home of the Central Cougars, as we head to the top of the third. It'll be 4, 5, and 6, middle of the order for the Mount Vernon Rams on top 3-0. We'll see Grant Garrett, Colin Young, and Colton Metter. Rams were able to score 3 in their half of the second. We're going to see if they can better that output here in the third. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside, courtesy of Banterra Bank.
Rams with 3 runs on 5 hits. Central no runs on 3 hits.
Of course, we remind you not to support the other team, but go green with Banterra's online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank. Banking with local style, member FDIC.
Celebrity Watch 2012, Brandon Book was in the house.
Nice. Here comes. First pitch to Gerald, missed low and away for ball 1. He had another exciting chapter to his life this year. Of course, winning a state title.
Yeah, he's been here 10 years.
Seems that way. Line of the day, and I meant to tell you off there. Line of the day belongs to Mike McManus. This is the 1-0 will be in the dirt, 2-0 outside. On Facebook, of course, that's where the excitement sometimes tends to happen. As talking about a young lady from Centralia, Khadijah Brown Haywood, who's going to sign a letter of intent with a school in Arkansas, Division I school, I can't remember which, as the 2-0, Miss High. 3-0 here to Garrett with Young on deck. And then talking about, offering my congratulations to her and Ashton Rose, of course, who both feel like they've been around for about 12 years. So he returns the same accolades, obviously, to Jim Mulvaney and Mike Swin and Brian Seib, among others, as it'll catch the inside corner for strike 1 to Garrett, 3-1. I'm getting to the point here. He said, but there's also Kevin Lish, who felt like he was an all-top for about 15 years. And so I wholeheartedly agreed, and his statement of the day was, as we wait to 3-1, and that'll be hacked foul, third baseline, full count. Something to the effect of he'll be the only kid in All-Top history who can attend the 10, 15, and 20-year reunions at the same summer.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Kids play a lot. They seem like they're there forever. Those ones are special, so you don't get those kind of athletes all the time.
See what happens on the full count. Garrett, that'll miss outside. The leadoff walk to Grant.
Good walk. Garrett worked that count, worked it to an outside curveball, had 3-2 curveball, and that's the respect they have for Garrett at least at this point.
Ram Colin Young, he grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. As a runner on first and nobody out, top of the third, a 3-0 Ram lead. Glad to have you with us tomorrow. We're back at home against the Altop Crusaders, oddly enough. I guess that story works out. I guess it's just a long way of getting back to the initial point of Rams baseball at home.
Plug the gap.
Of course, you can follow us on Facebook, like us too. Facebook.com/WMIX Sports. Nothing at once. The batter Young with the runner on first base, nobody out, comes inside this time. And that's going to miss inside. Counts even 1-1 strike.
I think you want to send Colin yet, or Grant Garrett yet. Let him get a big lead. He's going to take care of business. Nice contingent from Mount Vernon making AAA.
They did. They must have wanted to go where we went. As it'll miss low and away to Young. It's ahead of the count here. 2 balls in the strike.
That was good stuff. Day like today, hard to beat a Bergen at ski.
The scenery was nice when I was there.
It was the same scenery I saw, I'm sure.
Oh, you didn't see what I saw. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
2-1 coming inside. Looks like I might have gotten a piece of Young on the left elbow. Yep. So that put 2 aboard for the Rams.
There we go. Got a little excitement now in the third. Metter, Bradford, Williams coming.
Colton last time up doubled and scored, and we'll have a visit to the mound coach.
Have a courtesy runner coming in. Mr. Ellis will run for Young at first.
Ford F-150 boasts an exclusive EcoBoost engine, which means more power with better fuel efficiency. Test drive the large truck champion of Ford Square of Mount Vernon. You can count on us. Look.
Here at Breese, I believe Breese Central softball is at Modern Day across the way today.
Yes,
I
sir.
read that on our Facebook page.
Did you? I didn't. Admittedly, I haven't been on our page today. Sure it's on there, though. Facebook.com/WMIX Sports, where we put daily schedules and more, at least the schedules we have.
Meeting at the mound, done. For Breese Central, visit to the mound. Now we'll get back to action first and second with nobody out for Mount Vernon here in the third as they continue to get base runners on. They've already left 3, even though they have 3 runs in the first 2 innings.
Of course, 2 on and nobody out now for Colton Metter. Doubled his last time up, came around to score on an RBI, if I'm not mistaken, from Vanessa. Still taking the dirt on the first pitch. It's going to be 1-0 to Colton, who's getting the start today at first base.
Lewis is struggling right now with control. If he keeps going the way he is, he will not last long in this ballgame.
He's only pitched 10 in the third this year. Of course, I say only, forgetting that they're only 7-inning ball games, plus the fact that not everybody's played the amount of games that the Rams have.
Yet to lose one and won't lose one tomorrow, don't sound like.
Weather's supposed to be beautiful. 1-0 is on its way to Metter, and he'll take in the dirt again. 2-0 with the runner going to third.
Now, that's how you do that.
That's aggressive.
That's how you do it. You have first and second, and you're the trail runner in that situation. You will go with the lead runner. If he goes, you go, because more times than not, the throw, if there is one, will go to third the short way. And that's a great job of base running from not only Garrett, but also from Ellis out there to get from first to second. Now it's second and third, nobody out.
Now a big RBI chance, 2-0 to Colton Metter. Came in batting .545, and that has only increased. Here comes the next one. Swung a miss, 2-1 with high fastball.
He was going to put that one out there in the dairy farm pasture.
Nearby. Get a whiff.
Oh, yeah. That's money.
Cash crop right there.
Smell like money.
Fertilizer.
Well, that too. Milk some fertilizer out of it.
Like the natives. 2-1 coming to Metter. Gets a piece of it. Sends it just past the left side of the infield. They are going to keep Ellis in third. Come around to score on the RBI single from Colton Metter is Grant Garrett.
Seeing eye single between under the glove of the third baseman and through the hole at short. And it's 4-0, and there might be a pitching change. Yep, there will be.
That is Colton's 5th RBI of the year. And it leaves runners at the corners and nobody out. We'll see who the new central pitcher will be. The mound is driven by King City Chrysler, who has the all-new Dodge Caliber. Caliber cranks up the sedan and exudes attitude with every turn. Receive huge cash discounts on the all-new Caliber at King City Chrysler Center in Mount Vernon. Again, glad to have you with us past the top of the 5 o'clock hour, of course. Might be a little late for the 94 News at 5. You might be able to catch the tail end of it. Not sure how long it is this evening. On 94.1 FM, where it was brought to you by Ford Square and Kingsley Chrysler, People's National Bank on a Wednesday afternoon. Oh, man. He's coming back on me. We'll be all right, though.
The line on
that
Lewis.
Red Bud tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah. Baseball?
Yeah.
The line on Lewis, he goes 2 innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, and a K, and a strikeout. Actually, no strikeouts. Well, I wrote down K in there. I have no idea. So he gives up, at least this time, 4 runs all earned. And he is responsible still for the runners at first and third. So his line is not finished as of yet. And they brought in Chris Rathman in to throw. So he and Lewis will switch spots. Actually won't do anything because there's a DH. So Rathman will throw and Perez will DH.
Ah, I see.
See?
I was confused there for a second. First name, Chris? Yep. All right. So we get started. Rathman, of course. Could be Rothman, or Rathman. Tomato, tomato.
Warm-ups in the book. And after that, we'll get the first look at Rathman here. First and third, nobody out. Mount Vernon up 4-5, looking to bust this baby open here as we play on a cloudless, sunny day here in Clinton County.
It's a beautiful day.
I love the facility here. Well manicured. Nice slope to the infield, to the outfield, and then down towards the dugouts here. Lots of drainage. They have tarps on the bullpen mounds, but I do not see a tarp to the field.
This will be the 4th appearance this year for Rathman. He has a 12.78 ERA. Opponents are hitting .500.
No dandelions on this field. You notice that?
I did. After seeing some golf courses on the way, I did. As they'll check on the runner at first base, he's back with a head first dive. 2 on, nobody out for Rathman.
Seems the football field's struggling right now.
That too. All he would say where? City of license. Runners at the corners with nobody out. That's a good way of,
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, I know where you're at. I'll take care of them football fields, especially the natural grass variety. This is the time of year you get out and fertilize and do some plugging and different things like that to get grass growing for the fall.
Hey, guess what? I got a score.
Harrisburg?
Yeah, here it comes. At the battle, send that just foul. Looks like it was inside the third base bag, but maybe not.
Ellis froze. He needs to go on that one because nobody's going to get there.
Harrisburg leads Carmi at home in the 4th, 6-0.
Harrisburg's been on a roll lately. I got a big win yesterday at home against Heron, 6-2.
Scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilton, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, visit Tony online at TonyWilton.com. Or see him on the corner of 42nd South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Harrisburg is definitely on a roll. Going a different direction this year in the postseason.
And that will help them significantly because those teams that have to go west of the Mandalia sectional, wow, that's going to be a brutal sectional.
And low and away now in the 0-1. It's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike to Bradford. He was punted last time up, came around to score.
That sectional Mandalia is dry left worthy, depending on what's going on.
1-1 the count on Bradford. 4-0. Rams on top. They've added another here in the 3rd. Nobody out. Runners at the corners. At this side, and Bradford will take another one in the numbers.
Well,
however you can get aboard. That just helps the OBP with the HBP.
Oh, yeah. Here comes Matthew Williams. He won't be bunting here. Matthew's going to get a chance to swing that stick right now.
Average is still at 370. Very efficient hitter is Matthew Williams. Comes in with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 3rd. And he will get a piece of one to send it to 3rd. Could be 2. No, he'll go home with the 1st, and they're not going to have a chance to get him at first base. So it'll just be a fielder's choice.
5-2 on the fielder's choice. 1 out. Meekly hit ground ball to 3rd. Nice play. That was 1 out.
Thank you, Gary Thorne. It's one of my favorite lines that Gary Thorne says. Meekly hit ground ball.
Yep. Wasn't much guts put on that cover that time by the bat.
Not at all. Gary Thorne is missing this time of year. Missed him on my postseason hockey coverage. To hear him on Mason, though, as the first pitch to an infield miss outside is 1-0 between Orioles coverage.
Yeah.
He sits across the opposite side of the Potomac or whatever.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's my boy Bob Carpenter, who was St. Louis Cardinals play-by-play man in 1984 on the Sports Times.
Yeah, he balked. Yep. Pitcher balked while you're giving that stat. He was standing on the mound, and he stood there, and instead of backing off the right foot, he stepped off with the left foot. The left foot's where you start your motion, so he balks in a run.
Whoops.
And that will score Colton Metter, and the score now goes to 5-0. Little lack of being on top or paying attention.
There's some sports time for you.
That's a lack of concentration.
I would say it just looked like it caught the outside corner. I don't know which corner. 1-1.
Corner of the batter's box.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone here at the top of the third. 2 on for the Rams. That's going to be in the dirt. Nobody's going to be able to advance. 2 balls and a strike for Penske.
A little wind coming through Breese. Not much.
Breeze through Breeze.
Well, the microphone makes it sound like we're in a hurricane, but we are not.
2-1 is the count with 1 on again. 1 out, 2 on.
Maybe a little bit cooler, but about the same temperature in November as it is now.
Yeah, sun's beating down on us. That'll make a difference. That's going to be hit opposite way. Could score a couple. Question's going to be no. Williams will be held up at third base. The run comes in to score Bradford. And that'll be an RBI for Hayden Mineski. Back-to-back RBI singles for Hay. Huh? Let's see what he does this time. He came around to score his last time. I'll bring up Josh Gately. He's found himself aboard both times up. This will be his third at bat. He led off the game in the first. He walked. He singled home a runner back in the second. See if he can do the same thing here with 1 out, 6-0 as your Ram lead as they score 3 more here in the third. Gately will show bunt, pull back the runner. Mineski's going. Had a great lead. Wasn't going to be caught.
He has 2 singles, 2 stolen bases, and 2 RBIs. Hoping to make it 2 runs scored. Fantasy ballers.
Call that a fantasy stud, so we'll call that. Fantasy stat stuffer as well. 1-0 the count here to Gately. Just gets a piece of it. Sent the chili pepper to Clayton Reeves in the dugout.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Lee Jansen. Forest Buttocks.
Yeah.
Community First Bank of the Heartland will bring you a Player of the Game award coming up in the post-game show. Tell you more about that after this 1-1 pitch to Josh Gately. Swings through. He'll fall behind the count.
Gately had one in his wheelhouse there and missed it. He's telling he's stepping out, adjusting the batting glove.
Your community, your choice, your bank. 5 locations of friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs. Community First Bank, keep it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. 2 on, and now 2 outs. That'll be a strikeout, swinging and missing variety. Frontwards, Kate. They did not tag the runner, but they'll go ahead and throw down. I hope Matt Williams should be okay at home plate as he dives in on the return throw. He is safe, and that's going to be 7-0.
Yep, that's a strikeout to Gately. And Williams coming hard down the line, dove in and took a glove and whatever else to the head. He gets up. He's walking it off to the dugout. Clayton Reeves meets him out for the dugout. We need to shake cobwebs out there.
Hope he's not seeing birds.
7-0. And there's 2 outs.
All right, now we got to figure it out.
I think the head coach is. I don't think it does not look to me like Breese Central has their most attentive selves in this game. Obviously, the conference game yesterday, conference game tomorrow, maybe not in this one, and a non-conference one in Mount Vernon. The Cougars do not look like they're into this one.
They have a conference matchup tomorrow, I believe, at Redbud.
Nope. I'll take a peek.
Go for it. We're here in the top of the third inning as the visit to the mound by Ford Square. King City Christian Center were the best number rest.
Yeah, they had Carlisle yesterday. They won 3-2 at Carlisle, and then they will go to Redbud tomorrow. So they're this game is sandwiched in between a couple of big conference games, rivals with Carlisle. Obviously, Redbud maybe a little bit less, but the attention span and firing up of this game for Breese Central not there right now.
As Thomas will send a first pitch change up to second base. Should be an easy play. Might have pulled the first baseman off the bag, but 4-3 will retire the side here in the third. But the Rams play 4 more. 7-0 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise a message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois proudly welcomes Dr. Brian Steinke to their medical staff. Dr. Steinke is an orthopedic surgeon specializing in spine surgery, treatment of the injured back, and will provide the newest state-of-the-art procedures in the region. Dr. Steinke is fellowship trained in spine and brings prestigious credentials to the center. Dr. Steinke is a gifted physician and contributor to orthopedic textbooks and will see patients starting in April. Call 618-242-3778 or visit their informative website at orthocenter-si.com.
More baseball action ahead on WMIX and MyWithersRadio.com.
And to welcome you back to Breese, home of the Central Cougars. We head to the bottom half of the third inning. Top of the order coming for Central. It'll be Justin Becker, Austin Rickoff, and Gavin Fountain as they tend to Matthew Williams in the dugout. He dove hard at the home plate after the strikeout to Josh Gately. Came around to score aggressively, and aggressive he was. Paid the price for it a little bit, but it's bandaged up, dried off, whatever the heck he needed. He's going to make the return to second base here defensively for the Rams, the bottom half of the inning.
Can't keep him out of the game. It had a little bit of the blood variety coming out of his nose. Dr. McClure was over there checking it out.
First pitch will be a fastball high and tight. It'll be 1-0 here to Becker. Can't get to the bank during the stretch. Don't worry. Bank in the stands with Banterra cell phone banking. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. Fastball right across the plate. Should even. What the? 2-0, really?
I hear you. I hear you.
Do?
Matthew Williams back in the game, so I was wondering. Really? All right.
3-0. Don't know how to describe a ball that is a strike. My apologies for those.
That's when you do this, and you do a half ball right down the gut to see where that strike zone's at. There's ball 4. Really?
Well, blue leaves the Rams seeing red here.
I can't tell. We're right there. I don't know where the zone's at right now. And we're up 7-0, not to be complaining, but there you go. That's the point.
Rickoff will stand in, ground out to the pitcher. Saunders his last time up. 7-0 Rams on South here in the third. He'll rip one to the left field side. Should be a fair ball. And it will be. They're going to wave around the runner Becker. He should come around to score. Here comes Bradford's relay. They'll hold him at third.
7-run deficit. They're not going to.
Well, I figured they might be a little more aggressive with that 7-run deficit.
7-run deficit, you don't want to get the first out either at third or at home. Second and third, nobody out, especially at the meat of the order coming up.
They'll bring up Gavin Thomas, struck out his last time up. That was back in the first. Ran his 3 runners today.
Oh, I'm laughing at Clayton Reeves. He looks like a coach. He's got the coach's stance going on over there.
Good Lord. Third ball this time. We'll be close to second base. Where they're going to go with it, the choice is to first. A little bit of a high throw, but the tall better. You can get away with that. So a 4-3 fielder's choice will bring home the run.
First run of the game for Breese Central makes it 7-1. I was just laughing. I looked over there, it's scurrying going on in the dugout, and I look over there, and Bobby Cox Jr. has got his legs crossed and standing there with the number 6 on.
Good call. That'll bring Luke Jackson ground as short as last time up. He is the hitter for Central, so he'll swing and miss. Home run cut that time. 0-1 as he falls behind.
I think that visit to the mound while going to the infielders, then there was a brief discussion in the dugout for Breese Central to kind of lit their wick a little bit here.
0-1 the count to Jackson. Here it comes from Saunders. Fastball again. Inside this time. Swung on the miss. It's 0-2. Let me remind you that Rams Baseball presented in part by Second Chance Auto, home of the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced for $10,000. Also, bank rate financing for everyone. What's not to love about Second Chance Auto? Proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams. Route 142 East. They have Mount Vernon. Curveball. This is outside. The waste pitch that time. 1-2 here to Jackson. Runner on third base. 1 out. Central plates their first run here in the home half of the third. 7-1 your score. As the Rams are trying to let that be the only run allowed. Swung on a miss. Another strikeout.
Great pitch by Saunders. That curveball is his bread and butter pitch this afternoon. Fastball's been a little iffy with spots. That curveball has been it for him. He's done a great job throwing it.
5 strikeouts. There we go.
Now Perez is up. He singled last time. That's a tough hitter.
Single needs quick. As he will get a piece of this. It is to left with 2 outs. Bradford gets underneath it. He'll make the grab. Central scores a run here in the third, but not enough. Still 7-1 Rams through 3. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
More Americans are on a move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
For more insight, follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And welcome back to Breese. Central Cougars trail the Mount Vernon Rams 7-1 as we head to the top of the fourth inning. 3, 4, and 5 made it the order for the Mount Vernon Rams. These Anders, Garrett, and Young. Glad to have you with us on WMIX and online at mywithersradio.com. Scoreboard update, of course, last check. Harrisburg led Carmine. Baseball action in the fourth, 6-0. That scoreboard update is presented by Tony Wilton, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, see Tony. Wow. On the corner of 42nd South Watertown, Mount Vernon, or online at TonyWilton.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is their umpire bears a striking resemblance to Freddie Gonzalez. I mean, freaky. His Anders will get us started. First pitch from his counterpart will be sent right off of the mitt. They're not making the grab?
Yep, there's an example of bats this year doesn't have the same propulsion as the bat last year did. The pitcher was never seen that one last year.
That looks like it's reflected right off.
Freddie had a game today. They already won, so, I mean, you know, he could probably make it here for this.
Same color. Kind of polo he'd wear.
Yeah.
Interesting. Another way of Grant Garrett. He walked last time. Takes inside. Should be ball 1 to Grant. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. Nobody aboard here in the fourth. Rams hanging on to a 7-1 lead. Where are we tomorrow? Home?
Home against Altal.
There we go. 1-0 coming. That's going to be smacked foul. Third base side. Holloway won't come up with it.
As we march through the second part of the conference leg.
Put in his pocket. Better not keep that to him.
He's looking to see if anybody saw it. That's bad. I don't know what was worse, Quinn McClure's flagging of a ball back at home a few weeks ago, or that one.
He didn't want to bend down and get it, did he? 2-1 is the count with 1 gone. Bases empty here for Grant Garrett.
Quinn's watching those golf hands. You know, he's got to take care of those things.
That he does. Yeah, here comes another one fouled off towards Holloway. He's going to let them get it this time. He want to get rid of that hot potato over there. There we go. 2-2 is the count to Grant Garrett. Young to follow here in the fourth. Rams trying to add to the 7-1 lead. Top half of the fourth inning. Glad to have you with us on WMIX, courtesy of Banterra Bank. Garrett gets one inside, turns on the 2-2, ground ball to third. Rickoff will fire across the diamond inside. So 5-3 will bring the second out of the inning with Colin Young. Approaching the play with the bases empty.
As you watch this season go along with these bats, your infielders become almost a top priority because you've got to have some guys that can pick it a little bit because these bats, when they get into the ground, they're not going anywhere. And you got some infielders that do some things. Make the easy plays easy, make the hard plays easy because you're going to get a lot of balls in the grass.
Yeah, that's the first pitch. Low and inside to Young. 1 ball, no strikes. Rams on the road at Central today, up 7-1. In the top half of the fourth inning with the bases empty and 2 outs. Young came in today batting .316 on the year with 7 runs batted in. Coming. Young will swing through and miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. There it is. For an extra base hit with Banterra's Visa debit card, it provides the convenience of a checking account and card. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. 1-1 is in route. Here it comes. This will be a ground ball, softly hit to third. Rickoff will pick it up. transitions, fires across the diamond inside. So back-to-back 5-3s will retire the side here in the fourth. Through 3.5, still 7-1 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. You have something big to pick up, so you need a pickup, right? One that's tough and reliable. For 36 straight years, our F-Series has been the best-selling truck in the United States. The 2012 Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class trailer towing capability. So whether you have a bass boat to pull or a load of bricks to haul, you can be confident the F-150 will deliver. If you don't have full-size loads, why buy a full-size truck? Our 2011 Ford Ranger offers best fuel economy in its class while still delivering plenty of power to bring that load of plywood home from the hardware store or pull a dirt bike trailer. Come to Ford Square, Mount Vernon today and check out our great selection of the F-150 and Ford Ranger. We have great incentives on both trucks to fit your budget. At 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, where the best never rests.
You can count on us. Yes, you can. Back to Rams Baseball, powered by Banterra Bank.
And welcome back to Central, where the Rams lead the Cougars by a score of 7-1. We head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. The catcher, the right fielder, the left fielder coming up. It's Brock Bowles, Ryan Johnson, and Jordan Richter, 6, 7, and 8 for the Cougars. We're able to get across the plate back in the third to see if they can keep some of the momentum up here in the bottom half of this fourth inning, keeping the Rams quiet. Rams scored 3 in the second, 4 in the third to take that 7-0 lead. Surrendered to the first run, a half inning to go. And we'll see if Bowles, who came into today batting .297, can get aboard here in the home half of the fourth and get a rally started for the Cougars. Curveball and pops it up right side of the infield. Might escape to the outfield. Williams will call off the first baseman better and make the grab.
Another great play. Williams doing as he should, calling off the first baseman. Making a play behind the first base bag, 1 out. All can move on.
That'll bring Ryan Johnson in. He's 1 for 1 base single, but was stranded back in the second. See if the fourth inning's a little bit kinder here with 1 out, nobody aboard for the Cougars. Cougars dressed in their purple. They're purple Cougars as this one is outside to the right-handed Johnson, 1-0.
ZZ Topsong has entered to our left over here.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, 2-0. Hey, I missed outside.
Oh, that pitch is pretty good. What do I know?
Wow. 2-0's the count. That's going to come inside. I think Zane Saunders knows what we're up to. 3-0. I think he sees the same thing.
Yeah, he's a little distracted.
Can't blame him.
Oh.
Got a good eye. 3-0. See what happens here to Johnson. Thinking with, and that will catch somewhere. 3-1.
3-1 on the outside corner. Hey, in the bottom of the order, you got to get after these guys with a 6-run lead.
Here comes the 3-1. That is going to be a frozen rope through the middle of the infield. 3-1 base hit, 1 out. That'll put a runner on first now for Jordan Richter.
5th hit of the day for Breese Central. They tie Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon also.
Jordan Richter, no relation.
Mike Richter?
I was going to say the 1994 NHL All-Star Game MVP. He won that because of Artur Irve's pathetic performance. Here comes. This will be sent foul down the right field side. It will be 0-1. Mike Richter, of course, I believe now a Yale or Harvard graduate, I forget which. Went back to school after his playing career. Wrote that on ESPN Campus Edition back in Southern during an 8:30 accounting class on a Tuesday. No, Thursday, because it always came out on Thursday. 0-1. Things we remember in life. Is this going to be put in play? That might sneak through the right side. Williams gives it a dive. Can't come up with it. And by Williams.
You got a little something floating. Because, again, you can't mess around with bottom of the order, in this case, 6-run lead. And I think you've got to go after these hitters. I think Saunders has been a little lax, not being aggressive, and you can see Breese Central getting some good swings there.
Of course, I have to say Williams is actually Trevor Flota at second base now.
Trevor Flota's out there.
He's become so accustomed to guys in certain spots, like I'm sure I'll say Zach Jones can time or two at short. That, of course, a habit. The Rams have some new faces in different places today. More familiar faces in new places, like Community First Bank of the Heartland. This will be a comebacker to the pitcher. Zonders will go to get the lead runner. Back to first now. Oh, what was that? That was a 1-5-3 double play to get the Rams out of the inning.
That's called a break, and I think the runner beat it, but we'll take it to off.
That we will. Good grief. That'll do us through 4. Still 7-1 Rams. We'll talk more about that when we return. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
How do you spend your Saturday mornings? Wake up, grab coffee, get something to eat? Why not add a little WMIX Saturday Sports Show to your Saturday? From 8:08 until 10 o'clock, we have guests, discussion, and fun involving the regional sports topics that matter to you. It's the pick-me-up you need to start your morning off right. It's the Saturday Sports Show every single week on WMIX AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. Let's go back to the field. Powered by Banterra Bank.
And we welcome you back to Central, home of the Cougars. The Rams on top 7-1 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Due up for the Rams will be better Bradford and, I assume, possibly Trevor Flota.
Should be. Matthew Williams out of the game. See him in the dugout over there.
Hope he didn't get his bell rung.
I'm hoping he didn't either. People moving around in the dugout there.
So Clayton Reeves is about to be cocked. I wonder who's going to rock back and forth like Leo Mazzoni at the dugout.
I don't see anybody rocking, but Clayton's done a good job of imitating several managers over there with Stanford.
Right now doing his best, Eric Wedge. Here comes. Better will get a piece of that. Rips it right to the shortstop on a dive. Becker will throw to first. First baseman can't hang on. Yeah, Better was lead out. So leadoff single for Better, and he has 3 for 3 today. Every time he's been aboard, he's come around to score at the bat. Has been plucked twice and scored twice.
Well, let's put it this way. It wasn't hit by pitch in a box, but he hasn't been hit by either pitch, really. Jersey.
Scoreboard update, Harrisburg wins at 5, 10-0. Harrisburg's now 15-4-1.
They get games in, too.
Yes, they do. Swung a miss on the first pitch sinker to Bradford. Balls at the strike.
They've only lost one game. That was the Murphy game on that Friday before ours last Saturday.
Sure was. Scoreboard update was presented by Tony Wilson, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, see Tony on the corner of 42nd South Watertown, Mount Vernon, or online at TonyWilson.com. Walk in, call in, or click in. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. There's your boy. That's the prime opportunity.
Well,
of course, you don't want to tease during gameplay.
No. But I was looking because usually in early spring when balls hit chain link fence and pipes, you see other wasps and bees come out.
Oh, I see. For our safety, Bradford gets a piece of one, sits it for a ride at the center. Retreating is the center fielder. And that is going to be off the top of the fence. Around the third, we'll have Better. And that'll be a double for bat-to-bat.
Inches away from a home run. I mean, that ball hit the exact top of the fence out there. The outfielder had to go all the way back to the warning track, and that ball hit the top of the fence in the second and third with nobody out.
From our perspective, very difficult to even tell how deep it's going. But Bradford did get a good piece of that one. It'll be an extra base hit. In steps Trevor Flota. So we had 2 aboard and nobody out. Both runners are in scoring position here, so a major RBI chance for Trevor in his first appearance. Team Flow, as they call him.
I'm sure he's going to get me back tomorrow.
Oh, you know he will when they stop sign.
He's probably going to pay me back for 92% of my offense going to the next level yesterday.
So 1-0 is the count to Flota. He is batting .250 on the year, so 1-4 clip. And he'll swing through the 1-0 and makes it 1 ball, 1 strike.
If he had caught that one on the bat, he'd hit that to Avison. That was a big old swing there. Drove to Avison to get here. GPS.
Oh, is that the way you went?
GPS routed me here.
All right.
You go through that way.
Noted.
Yes.
1-1 coming. That is going to be hit just inside the bag. It should be a fair ball.
Are you kidding me?
That might have hit the bag. Holloway was starting to yell at Colt Better for not going, and he just followed what the umpire said.
Wow.
Looks like the ball bounced right over the bag.
His angle's better than ours. We tend to argue.
That's one thing for the Rams haven't been very beneficiary of fair foul calls over the years. 1-2 is the count. Nobody out, 2 on. Here comes Loda. This time we'll send it to left. Will be deep enough to tag the runner. Matter is... Yeah, I can
what a throw.
That was right on the line.
Richter had a nice throw on that scale. On a scale of 1 to 10, Richter got a good one.
I already said it. That's fine. Used it earlier. You can use it again.
I use it in
different context.
Yeah.
It'll be Finesky stepping in. Has a couple of RBI singles. Wasn't able to come around to scores last time.
No, but he's got everything else done twice.
I'll tell you about Second Chance Auto. We're at 142 East in Mount Vernon. Proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams. Also, conveniently, your home for the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced at $10,000 in one location. Second Chance Auto. At 142 East. Here comes first pitch to Finesky. He's going to be fouled off. He falls behind 0-1.
Smooth little segue. Second, twice, 2 over.
You know what? I didn't even think about that.
No, you did well. I thought you were going that on purpose. I was excited.
I say that's subliminal. I've always had issues with that ever since I saw the episode Saved by the Bell. I've never been able to say that word.
I'll talk tomorrow. Yeah, I'm like, I'll talk tomorrow. I'm excited to go to GCS.
Subliminal. Here comes. That's going to be a ground ball right to the hands of Rick off the third baseman. Throws across in time. That'll keep the runners at bay. 5-3 will put the second on the board, as the Rams have been unable to score these 2 runs. Second and third are your runners with 2 outs for Gately.
Come on, Mr. Gately. You are due. You had a single in the second. What can you do for that? Let's be greedy.
Of course, familiar faces, new places. Bank with Ray and Bria, Committee First Bank's new 42nd Street location in Mount Vernon. And welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. We await the pitch to Gately. Swings through. It was in the dirt. All 1. Had a couple of good at-bats. The first and second. Struck out his last time up. That was the one where Matty Williams tried to come around and dove hard into the catcher, but was able to score. Gately will take outside in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Rams' schedule's going to be a busy one the rest of the way. They've got to cut some games.
Well, Mother Nature hasn't stepped in some rain yet. But.
If I'm not mistaken, the postseason series, if you end up in a state championship game, 7 games? So you need to end with about 28. If you have hopes of going to a state championship game, 1-1 is going to be sent to short. Becker will pick it up and fires across, but it'll get away from the first baseman, and both runs will score.
That will be an E6. Gately reaches on the air. As that ball was in the dirt, 2 runs come across. 9-1.
Let's see, 2 regional games, 2 sectional games.
No, that 35-game limit is 35 games total in the regular season. You can
doesn't count. I thought that's how Chicago Hope got rung up that one year in girls basketball.
Nope.
Because they played too many games.
They played too many games in the regular season.
Okay.
Last I knew.
Well, the Rams will only be a few over if all holds true with the weather, as Thomas will step in.
Just take a look here in 4G land.
I've always mistaken that rule then.
I believe it.
I thought you could go over 35 total.
35 total in
the
regular season. Regular season.
Huh.
You can play 100 more in postseason.
Here it comes, and that's going to be fouled off with the runner going.
But speaking.
Huh.
Yeah, it's 35 total. I'll look it up, but I believe it's 35 total.
That counted postseason.
No.
Huh. All right. 1-1 to count, 2 gone. Runner on first base for Thomas. Will take outside high. It'll be 2-1. I'll be. Again, Harrisburg beats Carmi today, 10-0 at 5. That's scoreboard updates presented by Tony Wilt and State Farm. You can find him online at TonyWilt.com or his office, corner 42nd South Watertown, Mount Vernon. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. High throw. Gately still second base.
Gately was off on the pitch. Even before the pitch, he had a good look on the pitcher.
And it's 3-1 to Thomas, who had a good eye and laid off. Well, it's always good to take second if you have take advantage of that left-handed batter.
That's not what I want.
Have to sidestep and then make the throw. And it's rude to be hot. Here comes the next one. The 3-1's going to be right back to the pitcher. Should be 1-3 to retire the side. Rams score a couple more here in the fifth to make it 9-1. We're through 4.5. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise a message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, are you thinking of starting your own business? Or maybe you already own your own business and have tax questions? Call Heartland Accounting today. At Heartland Accounting, we specialize in small business planning. Let us help you with your business bookkeeping, sales taxes, payroll taxes, or maybe just some solid business advice. Get started right and let us help you make your business a success. Call Heartland Accounting of Mount Vernon today at 244-7077 or stop by 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
For more content, like WMIX Sports on Facebook. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Breese Central High School. The Rams are on top. 9-1 over the Cougars. We enter the home half of the fifth. Top of the order due up for Central. Becker, Rickoff, Thomas, and Luke Jackson. Should anybody get aboard here for the Cougars in their half of the fifth inning, presented by Banterra Bank. Banterra Bank, of course, has mobile banking where you can check your accounts online right from the bleachers. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. A ground ball, first pitch, could be the first down. It'll be to Peninsky. He'll fire one, rifles it across the diamond. 6-3 over Tyler Becker. He did. Peninsky's pretty sure out there in the infield. Of course, you can find us on Facebook, WMIX Sports. You can also follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports. Cardinals in action today against the Cincinnati Reds. They'll finish up that series tomorrow. You can listen to those games on 94.1 FM. As the first pitch misses high to Rickoff, 1-0. Interesting. A lot of good stuff on the social media today, as that'll be sent opposite way, deep for a ride towards the right field pitch, and it'll fall to the fence. Gately will chase after. Could be 2 at bases to their will for Rickoff. A 1-out double here in the fifth.
Wind-blown double there. That ball got in a jet stream toward right center. The wind blown out that way and ended up being 2-base double.
All right, here we go. Gavin Thomas will stand in. He is 0 for 2 today. Struck out, grounded out. Right into his fielder's choice. 4-3 his last time up. 1 out, and a runner in scoring position for the fifth. It's 9-1. Rams on top, looking for win number 16 on the year. Here comes. This will be sent the opposite way again. Gately and Thomas will give chase. Gately will make the grab, but they're going to test his arm. He better not. And staying put at second base is Austin Rickoff.
Wouldn't test that. Okay, I have looked it up.
Okay.
No boys spring baseball team representing a member school shall in one season participate more than 35 games, exclusive of the IHSA series. You can play 35 regular season games, and that's it.
Is basketball the same way then?
Well, look.
I've never seen a basketball team with more than
basketball is so many games or tournaments. You can play 21 games, no tournament, 19 games, 1 tournament, 18 games, 2 tournaments, or 16 games, 3 tournaments.
I got you. So that's why we customarily see them around 32.
So Mount Vernon plays at Heron, or played Heron, Centralia, Salem. So they have 16 regular season games and 3 tournaments.
Which also the schedule of Mount Vernon, maybe not the best example, but I see where you're going.
Well,
with that.
Benton. Jackson. Cree Central plays at Effingham St. Anthony tournament. They play at Mater Dei, and they play at Nashville. Right. They have 16 regular season games, 3 tournaments.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that rule. That's right.
So the Rams can play 35
That's honestly
games.
what I was going by whenever I looked at that.
Yeah.
Okay, the 1-0 coming. Now it all makes sense. So I do stand corrected. The wind's going to get that into right. And Gately, as he backpedals, makes the grab. That'll do it for Central here in the 5th through 5. Still 9-1 Rams. This is Enough for Baseball on WMIX.
Life is no easy task for anyone. We all want to better ourselves and our financial situation. Feel like you're going nowhere? Or just ready for a new challenge? Or wanting the college experience without going deeper into debt? Regardless of your answer, Rend Lake College is your vehicle to a brighter future. With over 100 degree and certificate programs, Rend Lake College can put you on the fast track to a new career or to continue your education. More affordable than 4-year universities and private schools, you can save thousands of of dollars at Rend Lake College. Summer courses begin June 4th and are already open for registration. Get some of your core courses out of the way during the summer months. Smaller class sizes mean more focus on you and a laid-back atmosphere, allowing you the challenge of a great college experience without going deeper into debt. Rend Lake College's counselors are always on hand to help guide you to your new opportunity. Call 437-5321 to set up an appointment or log on to rlc.edu for more information.
This is Mike Reese. You're listening to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Breese. The Rams head to the top of the sixth on top 9. Wow, thought top a little too much. 9-1 your score. Zane Saunders, Grant Garrett, Colin Young will get a start. I just don't like to be redundant. Zane top twice. All right, that'll do that to you. So we head to the top of the sixth. Rams will lead Central 9-1. How about that? Of course, now as we've done it by repeating the same information. You can't win that battle, can you?
You lost it twice.
I did.
However, the good guys are up 9-1.
Lost it twice.
16th game, 16th win of the year.
See, that is not redundant because while you said something similar to what I said, I'm not the one that said it. We lost you good. We're in the top of the sixth. Here comes. First pitch of the inning will be sent sky high. Still in the infield near the mound. It'll actually be right side of the infield. Grabbed by Jackson, one away.
Pitch one out. Rams have 9 runs on 9 hits.
5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. We'll bring you that Player of the Game award, the Bean Insurance postgame show. Who will be anybody's guess? Garrett stands in, and he'll take high. A little tight, but not much. It's 1-0.
Well, I'll tell you what, thinking about it, our middle infielders have taken a beat lately.
They have.
Jones and Williams are
beat up day to day. We're in 10 mile away. As the 1-0 comes to Garrett, and he will muscle that. Shouldn't have gone that far, but it's in the left. Making the play will be Richter.
Garrett pulled, Thor Harrison pulled that in, pulled those hands in nicely, but couldn't get him in fast enough. Snuck one in on you, didn't he? There's another sneaker.
Wow. Just not used to that. You're right. This will be Nathan Holt.
Yeah.
Huh.
Get some ABs here.
I would say. Says it'll be a chop ground ball down to third. Rickoff will pick it up. Fire across the diamond. That'll get away. E5, and Holt's going to take second base.
Well, second error of the day for Breese Central on the E5.
So Holt will get the at-bat, but I have a feeling you're going to see Young reinserted.
Yeah, Holt get the AB.
And then Young will come back out to catch by having
yeah. Just get some people some ABs here as we go along. Got to keep them fresh. Got to keep guys active. I like what Tim Hallway's staff does, keep guys fresh in the game, getting their ABs fielding in during games. I'll toss tomorrow, and, of course, Friday, Saturday off before a busy week the next week for the Rams.
Monday is BCS against Alt. Yeah. Tuesday off. That is a conference rain date. Here comes. First pitch to Colts in the dirt. Hits the wall. Actually, no great stop by the catcher. It's 1-0. And then almost got away.
Wednesday.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Heron at home.
Yeah, that's right.
The Williamson County swing. Heron at home Wednesday and at Marion on Thursday.
And that Friday, I think, is Lady Rams softball against Mount Carmel. Yep. South back to us here at the backstop behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Pat the bat, puffs one over to get that.
Came quickly, left quickly. At the bat, I believe. Sport athlete.
Maybe game's over. Either that or somebody got ejected.
Could be a practice over. They have everything going on here today as far as practice.
Well, I was looking to buy our dugout.
I got you. I didn't look over that far. As Holt will take second on the pass ball, 2-1.
I was saying that maybe somebody got tossed.
Wow. I thought I was going to get tossed one time. It's hilarious. Not baseball. A lot of things could be interesting in basketball. Boys basketball in the South 7 is coming here. Yeah. Marion Giles opened up last week. 2-1. Here it comes. That is going to be ripped into the left. That'll fall for a base hit. Holt will come around to score.
Colton Metter. Wow.
I think he's put his name in the hat.
4 for 4. 3 runs scored. 2 RBIs. My.
You've heard about it, huh? Yeah.
Well, heard about it and not heard about it.
From a mutual?
Well, you kind of go off the radar. You know, that mutual seems to find ways to go off the radar.
Yeah.
10-1, right?
As well as the mound driven by Ford Square, it looks like.
What?
There are two kids with the same name on this team.
Yes. Hard to believe. Brothers playing or cousins.
Oh, same name.
10-10. 10 runs on 10 hits. Mount Vernon looking to shorten this one up as we have played now for about an hour and 23 minutes.
As we'll have a lefty into the ball game. Oh, number 24. I just misread the number. Gunnar Schubert. Come on to pitch on a relief.
This would be nice if you were able to get a couple more runs here and scratch this out, get this done in 6, get a little short game, save your pen, use a pitcher today, and move on.
10-1 is your score. The Rams are on top here. An RBI single by Colton Metters. There'll be 1 out. One on and 2 out here in the 6th. The Rams are going to try to get it over at 6. They'll need to put an extra run across the plate and then shut them down in the bottom half of the inning. Rams baseball, as always, is presented by Banterra Bank. Don't strike out. Take control of your health care expenses with a tax-advanced self-savings account. Banterra Bank is banking with local style. Member FDIC.
What I like to see is 10 runs on 10 hits. Being very productive as Mount Vernon. Back-to-back days seeing a left-hander. Oh, we may have a knuckleball.
Hope so.
That looks like a knuckleball, folks. Not many of those left. Knuckleball throwers. Nice thick grass out here. Would love to drop a golf ball out of the short stuff here. Sorry. Real short, it's more roughish.
Let's see. My 165th broadcast of the year. Where are my vocal cords feel funny? Is this to be a knuckleball, swung and missed by Pat the Bat? Knuckleball in one.
Whoa.
This is my, wow, there is 65th broadcast.
I mean, this is 151.
Play by play. I'm not counting the sports show.
Oh, I'm not counting sports show. I'm just total games is 151.
It's like, man, why is my throat sore all the time? I haven't done that to me yet. Here it comes.
Yeah,
Charlie Huff, this is outside, 101.
I'm going to throw something else at you.
Yeah.
165, right?
Right now.
There's only 180 days in school.
Wow.
So think about that.
That's crazy. Yeah. Thank you, Tournament.
Yeah.
And the 1-1, we await it. There goes everybody else. It's 2-1 high.
We are busy. Wow. Keeps us out of trouble that way.
That's still a heck. I could be wrong. 40. No, that's right. 2-1 coming. Side, 3-1.
You did a 140 basketball game?
No, I added football and volleyball to that.
Oh, okay.
Not this calendar year, but this school year.
Right.
Yeah, we did 10 football games, 3-1 is the count.
Yeah.
We did roughly 15 volleyball, 3-1 coming, and that's in the dirt, knuckleball, and that'll walk Bradford. I did 115 basketball total. Okay. This is spring broadcast number 25 for the station. Because this is baseball 21. We've done more softball. We should have done more softball, but rainouts killed that.
151, where I'm at. I think it's the most I've done in one year. This is a record that will continue to grow.
We'll just have it. Here it comes. First pitch on the way to Florida. Knuckleball outside, 1-0.
There we go.
Scoreboard update. Harrisburg beats Carmine today in baseball action. 10-0 in 5. That scoreboard is presented by Tony Wilkes, State Farm. And like that pitch, like a good neighbor, State Farm. So you can find Tony on the web. He's at TonyWilkes.com. Or if you see that red Jeep out there in the parking lot on the corner of 42nd South Water Tower, that means you can stop on in. Tony is there, and he would love to meet with you. Again, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 2-0 is the count. Trevor Flota with runners on first and second. He'll whip at that. Not going to hit that knuckleball.
Oh,
before.
Flota and Bradford, if they're like Bugs Bunny, they just screwed themselves at the ground.
Yeah.
They have swung so hard. Flota got a little smile on his face.
We're not talking Todd Zeal and Tim Wakefield here at 93. If you haven't seen it before, you're going to have issues. 2-1 is the count. Here comes Charlie Huff. Gets the strike in the inside corner, but it gets away. Runners don't go. Yeah. Runners stay put. First and second for the Rams.
Classy move. Being up by 9 runs. Mount Vernon selecting not to rub it in a little bit.
Well, at this point, what's the difference?
Right.
If you're in the 6th, you might as well play 7. 2-2. And it'll get away. Now they're going to go ahead.
Now they got to go. You have to go on that.
Right.
JV Rams behind us. On one little gaggle of Rams.
Did you say gaggle?
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
What's the matter with you? Okay with that?
I'm fine right now.
All right.
No comment. Full count, 2 gone for Florida. 10-1, Rams on top of the 6th. Here comes the knuckleball inside to Florida, and that'll load the bases.
Right. Hayden Kaminsky's out of chance. Put this game out of reach.
Hey, how about our friends from Banterra Bank? Let's get technical about going green. Banterra offers free online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank, banking with total style, never FDIC. It was made known before we took the air how neat it was that we do every Rams baseball game. Oh, not everybody quite as fortunate, I suppose, as they call it. Here comes the first pitch. Zdinski drives around in the dirt with the plink go around. It's 1-0.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Mount Vernon 10-1, looking to really go up in the top 6. Short game missed 1 of 6 innings. That was terrible.
The tweet was that you just showed me. Yes. I thought it was legit there for a second. It's like, what's happening to entertainment? Yeah, won't be the same. 1-0 is the count. Bases loaded, 2 gone, and that looked like it was what would be a strike. 2-0. Must be wanting the short game.
Supper time, boys.
6 o'clock. Time is it?
6 o'clock in Mid-America.
Hey, yeah, it is. We'll see what happens here on the 2-0. 2 gone, bases loaded, top 6, 10-1, Rams on top at Central. Outside will be 3-0.
Umpire knows something here.
If we do get the walk, we'll, of course, take care of business. We've reached the top of the hour. This game now in its 1 hour and 28th minute. Let's see. Here comes. That misses well outside, and that'll walk in the 11th run. We'll pause for station identification. This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Effingham, Terre Haute, and online at mywithersradio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
11-1, Rams on top of the 6th. Redundancy in its purest form as Gately will step in with the bases still loaded. Quite all right. Yeah, it is what it is. We're back on the air tomorrow. 4:15 your pregame as the Altop Crusaders come to town. And that is going to be in the dirt with a strike on the knuckleball.
Now the 10-run rule in effect, so now the umpire widens that zone.
Just a little bit.
Got that hammer.
Expansion, contraction, it happens. Especially this time of year.
Not in league with player union.
Here comes the 0-1. That's going to be a ground ball to third. Rickoff's in trouble with it, backing up the play as a shortstop who will have set play.
That will be an error. There's the wicket. Actually, it's left. That's 12th run. 3 errors today on Breese Central, very uncharacteristic of Breese Central baseball team. It was 9-3 with a big win yesterday at Carlisle. And it seemed like they have a little letdown here. Tight game yesterday on the road at Carlisle, and then to do this.
Take that. 2 outs, bases loaded as Thomas steps in. The lefty takes it inside in the dirt, 1-0.
Rams have officially batted around.
Yes, they have. They've sent up 9. They've scored 3. 2 outs, bases loaded. 1-0. And that will walk a run in on the hit by pitch. Yep. So that's 4 runs across the plate. It's 13-1 Rams.
Things get a little sloppy.
Hey, it's going to be Bird making an appearance.
RBI.
So Antis will bat here. We don't get to see Bird bat very often. Bird likes to work quickly. That's why everybody loves Bird. His games don't go very long.
His hitting coach will walk out and give me some advice.
Gotta love 2 pitchers talking hitting.
Yeah, what's wrong with that pitcher?
Fulkerson, or excuse me, Antis. 6-0 now in the year after yesterday's win. Games we've seen Antis in this year have gone. Well, how long have they gone? He's gone 1 hour 39.
JV lost 3-1. Just got that flash to me. Fine, Rams back there.
I got you. You can just next time just say, "Hey, what's the score?"
I did.
You yell at him.
I want to keep it professional.
I think we left that a long time ago when I went on soliloquy about catching a foul ball on the back of my jacket.
Yeah, but that's part of the story of baseball, though. You know.
I got you. Kind of it actually wasn't a soliloquy. It was an aside more than anything.
I mean, you'll talk about it for years to come. We'll bring it up again and again. It's nice. John Mabry threw me a ball one day.
It wasn't very profound imagery, but we got to
at the Olympic Stadium in right field. John Mabry.
Did he really?
Yeah. BP.
Not to be confused with John Mayberry, right?
No.
My dad always called John Mayberry John Mayberry.
Cub Cardinal, yada, yada,
Drive
yada.
insane. Crazy guy. Good
So, Cub Cardinal, yada, yada, yada. When we won during BC. I saw it, nobody else did. I said, hey.
Proud to say that my Cards Cubs losing streak is snapped after Sunday.
Oh, yeah?
That's been a long time.
Yeah, it's hard to lose.
My last two were all in. I quit going to Cardinal Cup games. My last two were in 04. One in which Zambrano won 3-0. And then next time, Maddox beat Marquis by 3-1 or something ridiculous. Who does a Maddox beat? Come on. That guy could beat the Cardinals with one finger.
I remember one night watching Maddox and Mike Morgan pitch in a first game on Sunday night.
Gosh. Why would anybody want to
Ball
watch
game started at 7:05, and I was back in Jefferson County after a 9-inning ball game by 10:15.
Nothing wrong with that.
And that was right. You know, that was when the old parking lot was southwest of Bush Stadium. You could jump out, jump in, and go on their exit ramp.
Yeah, our new pitcher?
Yeah, new pitcher.
Who is it?
Didn't see it. Number 6.
So Antis will get his first at bat in quite a while.
That will be Jordan Richter.
Oh, Richter's your new pitcher.
Yeah.
Which means there's somebody else out left now.
Now, if Antis gets a hit, I wonder if he's going to cry for more AD.
Who knows? He'll step back after the 1-0. Bases are loaded, 2 outs here in the south of the 6th, 13-1. Rams on top. Antis will send one the opposite way. The second baseman will pick it up. Shouldn't have a problem. Got a piece of it, though. And that'll end the threat here in the 6th. 13-1. Good guys. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
After disappointing results in last year's sectional championships, Mount Vernon Rams Baseball and Lady Rams Softball look for more hardware in 2012. WMIX is your home for every pitch of Rams Baseball and a great assortment of Lady Rams Softball. Tune in to AM 940 on game day and log on to mywithersradio.com to hear the Rams and Lady Rams worldwide. Mount Vernon Rams Baseball and Lady Rams Softball only on WMIX and mywithersradio.com. Presented by Banterra Bank. Banking with local style.
Change is good. Change is also easy with People's National Bank's Switch Kit. Simply follow a few easy steps to discover what banking with a true community-focused bank is like. Hi, this is Star Reed with People's National Bank in Mount Vernon. Stop by and let me show you how easy it is to start banking with People's National Bank. People's National Bank, member FDIC.
This is your home for Rams Radio, WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Central. The Rams on top of the Cougars, 13-1, bottom of the 6th. Now the last chance for the Cougars will be Perez, Coles, and Johnson due up. Here in the home half of the 6th inning. Remind you, Rams Baseball, as always, is presented by Banterra Bank, and we will have the Bean Insurance postgame show coming up at the end of this one. Bean Insurance is an independent agency that can do the insurance shopping for you. Bean Insurance does have multiple top insurance companies from which to choose. With great rates for your family, give Bean Insurance a call, 244-BEAN. That number is 244-BEAN. So it'll be Joey Dormeyer to step in and lead us off in place of Barrett. And promptly takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner. And the next one will be on the way. Zonders, of course, was reinserted back in the lineup. Foul ball. Young gives chase. Just ran out of real estate. Nice sliding effort, though. It'll be 0-2. Last time we were here, I believe we did a football game. Last time I was here, I watched a football game. I came the next week, too. Yep. That was a big calorie intake day. 0-2 on its way. Triple outside corner. Don't know what else you had to do. It's 1-2. Well, I think next question will be which way the GPS will send me to tell me the shortest way to get home from here. Back. 1-2. Pass can be sent towards right center. Should be a problem for Landon Thomas. 1 away. About that Bean Insurance postgame show coming up after this one, where we will have your committee first bank of the Heartland Player of the Game. Chances are you're paying too much for auto insurance. Discounts away at the Bean Insurance Agency. But you won't know how much you can save unless you give them a call. Bean Insurance, 244-BEAN. That number is 244-BEAN. 1. Count. The count restarts with new batter Hugo. Cole steps in. And he's the outside corner. It's 1-0. They didn't reset it on the scoreboard. All right. 1 out. Bases empty. Cole gets a piece of it. Sends it to the opposite side of center field this time, the left. And Thomas will make the grab 2 away. He had an inning yesterday where he made all the outs. Made every put up.
Yeah. 20 Mount Vernon games today, no errors by my book.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, I'll say it. I have no effect on the game.
That's true. You don't. All right, what's going on here? Here, I'll read you my book in a second. Here comes first pitch to Johnson. Takes high, and it'll be 1-0. Saunders looking to improve to 3-0 on the year. ERA will take a slight dip. As I think will his opposing batting average. Here comes the next one in the third. 2-0. Rams left stranded one last time, right? Here it comes. Ooh, wow. 2-0 catch the outside corner.
Certain number, I've got it at
6?
No more than that.
Okay. Up to 7. That is going to be sent towards left, right to Bradford. He'll make the grab, and this one's over. The Rams are 16-5 on the year as they beat Central on the road 13-1. We'll tell you all about the Bean Insurance Postgame Show coming up next. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Life is no easy task for anyone. We all want to better ourselves and our financial situation. Feel like you're going nowhere? Or just ready for a new challenge? Or wanting the college experience without going deeper into debt? Regardless of your answer, Rend Lake College is your vehicle to a brighter future. With over 100 degree and certificate programs, Rend Lake College can put you on the fast track to a new career or to continue your education. More affordable than four-year universities and private schools, you can save thousands of dollars at Rend Lake College. Summer courses begin June 4th and are already open for registration. Get some of your core courses out of the way during the summer months. Smaller class sizes mean more focus on you and a laid-back atmosphere allowing you the challenge of a great college experience without going deeper into debt. Rend Lake College's counselors are always on hand to help guide you to your new opportunity. Call 437-5321 to set up an appointment or log on to rlc.edu for more information.
Hello, I'm Morgan. A few months ago, my gynecologist said that I needed surgery, a hysterectomy. I thought for sure I'd have to leave Southern Illinois to have it done, but I was surprised to find out that not only could Good Samaritan Regional Health Center do the surgery, they had one of the nation's most advanced surgical systems. They called it the Da Vinci. It was basically this robot that translated whatever movements the surgeon was making into even tinier, more precise movements. My doc even told me that over 100 of these procedures had been done at Good Samaritan. Well, the surgery went great, and I was out of the hospital in no time. And because I was close to home, my whole family was with me every step of the way. Good Samaritan is my new hospital of choice. And starting in 2013, they'll be opening an all-new regional health center with even more advanced services. It makes me happy to know they'll still be around when my kids have families and need specialized medical care. That means a lot to me.
Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital, raising the bar.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Chrysler dealer at King City Chrysler Center in Mount Vernon. Just when you think incentives on new vehicles cannot get better, guess what? They do. Right now, receive 0% for up to 84 months, plus $3,000 cash back on the all-new 2012 Chrysler 200 sedan. Or receive 0% up to 84 months plus $3,500 cash back on 2012 Dodge Ram 1500 full-size pickups. And last but not least, minivan owners, you are included also. On 2012 Chrysler and Dodge minivans, receive financing at 0% for up to 84 months, plus cash back incentives up to $2,750. What a buyer's market. You get both 0% for up to 84 months, plus the cash incentive. Wow. Come see us today at King City Chrysler Center at 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, where you can count on us.
If I could change anything, you know what I'd change? I'd make it a law that if you tell someone to have a nice day, you really have to mean it. 100%.
Making your day better than it started out is what makes Erie Insurance above all in service. Auto, home, business, and life. Your Erie agent is waiting for you. And have a nice day.
Your Erie agent in Mount Vernon is the Bean Insurance Agency. Get a quote at beaninsurance.net.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX. The Bean Insurance Postgame Show starts now.
And we welcome you back to Breese for the Bean Insurance Postgame Show. Rams on the road at Central High School today in baseball action. They win this one 13-1 in 6 innings. Chris Hugo, Danny Czerwinski alongside. It is your Bean Insurance Postgame Show. And, of course, Bean Insurance, where independent agencies keep the customer in mind. Bean Insurance has relationships with dozens of insurance companies, allowing you to get the right price with the right service, regardless of your personal history. Call Bean Insurance at 244-BEAN or stop by for the right coverage with a personal touch. Again, Rams win this one at Central 13-1. They are 16-5 on the year. They begin the second leg of the conference season tomorrow at home against the Altop Crusaders. Rams are 5-0 in the South 7. Crusaders are the team that probably played them the closest, often threatening them at times, but Rams have done a nice job, of course. I believe that was the only time they allowed any runs to anybody in the South 7 Conference this fall, if I'm not mistaken, through a complete game shutout against Marion as well. Since that game, the Rams have really rolled over their South 7 Conference nemesis. Yeah, that's true. Rams actually have 29 1/3 scoreless innings over the South 7 Conference since that Altop game. Very impressive, but that one will be tomorrow. Crusaders come to Brennan Klein Field. 4:15 will be your pregame, 4:30 your first pitch. As we try to wrap things up on the Bean Insurance Postgame Show, we'll get to your Heartland Accounting Postgame stats in just a moment. We do remind you that you can follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports, where you'll find an intricate amount of details from today's game. You will also find okay. Oh, sorry, somebody sent me a scoreboard update text that confused the heck out of me. Anyhow, we are back here. We're putting the details on Facebook as we speak, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. We'll get that information up for you. Or you can just search for the search tab there on the Facebook page, WMIX Sports. You'll find us on there. Scoreboard updates for you real quick. Harrisburg beat Carmi today, 10-0 at 5. Nashville in baseball tied 3-3 in the 7th against Carterville. So Nashville, as of now, is unbeaten. Softball side of things, thank you, Mike McManus. Nashville beats Carterville 3-0. So that softball score. Nashville continues to roll in softball as well. Just the one loss of the season they had at Jonesboro. Nashville baseball, how much longer will they be unbeaten? They are tied at 3, of course, in the 7th. Inning. That game is on sister station B1047. Hey, Czerwinski alongside. I'm Chris Hugo here. Avery Barton is back to the Mount Vernon studios. Are we ready for the Heartland?
Ready to go here. Mount Vernon, 13 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Left 8 on base. Breese Central, 1 run, 7 hits, 3 errors. Left 6 on base. Zane Zonders goes the distance, a complete game, 7 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, 5K efforts. Lance Lewis gets the loss. Rams improve to 16-5. Central drops to 9-4-1 on the season.
Of course, 13-1 your final, as Danny says. Rams will win this one in 6 innings. Now Carterville has a 4-3 lead over Nashville in the 7th. Thank you, Michael Mannis, for those updates. Of course, he of the Morning Sentinel and of our very own X95 and the Big 12 Tennis Centralia, providing you Orphans coverage on that station. We need to take a quick break. When we come back on the Bean Insurance Postgame Show, we, of course, will have our blatantly obvious Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game. It's all coming up after this. 13-1, your final on the road here at Central. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
Hey, are you thinking of starting your own business? Or maybe you already own your own business and have tax questions? Call Heartland Accounting today. At Heartland Accounting, we specialize in small business planning. Let us help you with your business bookkeeping, sales taxes, payroll taxes, or maybe just some solid business advice. Get started right and let us help you make your business a success. Call Heartland Accounting of Mount Vernon today at 244-7077 or stop by 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality vehicle. That's where Second Chance Auto comes in. Family owned for the past 32 years. Second Chance Auto has been the cure for spring new car fever. No one has a better selection of vehicles priced under $10,000. Almost all their vehicles come with a generous 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. There are no dock fees, no shipping fees, and no processing fees like those new car dealerships. Just low prices. Second Chance Auto. Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582. Second Chance Auto.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX. Time now for the Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game.
And we welcome you back to Bean Insurance Post-Game Show. Rams went on the road here at Central by a final of 13-1 in 6 innings. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside. Avery Barton, of course, is back at the Mount Vernon studio. We are getting ready to wrap things up here with your Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game. And that player of the game happens to be
Colton Metter. 4 performance, 4 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and 3 singles and a double.
Had what we call a day.
Yeah. Beautiful day to play. Perfect, in fact.
Yes, he did. I don't know what you could have done any better. Let's see what we have. Have another update coming in. Holy cow. Carterville's busted it open to 7-9-3 is what I have now. Carterville on top of Nashville. We'll see if that stands. Thanks, Leo, for those scoreboard updates today. Not sure if he's there or listening. Either way, I have to get out of here and tune that one in if it's still going. That's going to do it for us today. Back at home tomorrow against the Althoff Crusaders. Pregame is 4:15. First pitch slated for about 4:30 here on WMIX. Hope you enjoyed it today. For Danny Czerwinski, for Avery Bart, back to the studio. For everyone at Withers Broadcasting, on behalf of our sponsors, thank you for supporting Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. I'm Chris Hugo, reminding you of your final score. The Mount Vernon Rams 13, the Central Cougars 1. You can read all about it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. You see it up there. Check it out. That's going to do it for us. Good night for Breese.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and online at mywithersradio.com. Rams Baseball has been presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Banterra Bank. Banking with local style. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us, Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a Hospital. Raising the Bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. Rend Lake College. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Heartland Accounting, All Stars and Stitches, Bean Insurance, Central Christian Church, and People's National Bank. Your home for news, talk, sports, and America's best music. WMIX.